Do we really need an intro?
Intro!
What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since the last one, and where have I been, I hear you asking? Well, I was on holiday. But I've been back for a few weeks now, and the post-holiday grind is real. Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank Mr. KeebzNCables for sending through today's main event, the Gopolar GG75. Yes, Gopolar, the same ones that brought you the Azuri Dragons. It's a 75% gasket mounted keyboard made of ABS, and believe it or not, does not contain any foam whatsoever. It's got two thick slabs of silicone though. One sits in the base and the other in between the plate and PCB. It comes stock with a PC plate, complete with clip-in stabilizers, so you could really just open up the box, add in your switches and keycaps, and off you go. The stock steps were actually fine without any lubing. I didn't notice any ticking or any scratchiness. I did end up just shoving some lube into the wires though. Didn't really need to do it, but thought I'd give it a try to see if it makes any difference. Not really. Doesn't hurt to just lube it though. Interestingly enough, the PCB provides ISO support and mounting points for screw-in stabilizers. You'll probably require a third-party plate if you want to go with an ISO layout though. The case is made from ABS plastic, so it's going to be lightweight, but those silicone slabs gives it a decent heft. It's available in a silver opaque case, or like mine, a really nice smoky translucent black. It reminds me of way back when electronics came in transparent cases. Back then, if you had some kind of transparent electronics, you were the shit. I mean, it makes sense after all. The GG75 is themed after Back to the Future. It's got a knob which allows you to adjust volume by default, and a cute little LCD screen with Bongo Cat. The base features a thin metal plate with an engraving of a DeLorean. Pretty neat, but that metal plate doesn't really add any heft to the board. The heft comes from the silicone pads, which also really drastically alters the sound profile of the GG75. Now, is there Arrgeebeee? Yes. Yes, Arrgeebeee. It's got 30 different modes, and to cycle between them is just a case of holding down the function key and tapping the left or right arrow. Function plus up or down, adjust the brightness. It actually looks really good with the translucent black case. What really stands out to me about the GG75, however, is the typing feel based on the silicone pads. Removing just one of the pads softened the experience, but removing both silicone pads just give it such a soft and flexible typing experience that some of you may not like. Another thing is that the ease of opening the case. My experience with budget-oriented boards, excluding the NK65, is that it's never really straightforward getting into the internals, and then closing the case back up again. My first ever board, the Keychron K2V2, has these finicky little side tabs that needed to line up with the PCB. None of that here with the GG75. It's got these chunky little screws that you can open up with an Allen key. And none of that, oh, you got to put the longer screws into the top case and the shorter ones into the bottom. Nah. Unscrew, open, get in, do your business, close up, screw it, done, back onto monkey type. And also, I think the last thing that really getting me hooked onto this keyboard is the sound of that freaking spacebar. Oh lord, Just have a listen. So, what does the GG75 actually sound like? I mean, it was such a pleasure to play around with the different configurations and the ease at which you can do it. Running it without the silicone pads and adding in just one layer of tape mod with one PE foam sheet gave it such a deep thok, whilst running it fully stock leans more on the muted clack end. I finally settled on a build with just a plate silicone pad. Have a listen to a selection of these switches in my preferred build. So summing up the GG75 at around 90 freedom bucks or about $144 reduce on KeebzNCables at the time of shooting presents a good budget entry point if you're looking for a keyboard that you can just fill with your choice of switches and keycaps and hit the ground running. Stock performance of the included stabilizers were adequate, and my unit did not present with any ticking, rattle, or scratch whatsoever. Your results may vary. The ease of entry into the keyboard internals, unlike some other budget options, is a huge plus in my books. Plus, the ease at which you can change the GG75 sound profile is a godsend, especially if you're not settled on a sound you prefer. But what about the downsides? As of this video, VIA doesn't work with the GG75, although I believe the code has been submitted, so just waiting for it to go live. And I have no idea how to reprogram the LCD display to show something else. But I'm happy with Bongo Cat, so Anyway, thank you KeebzNCables for sending this unit through for me to review. If you're interested in the GG75, check it out via my affiliate link in the description below. If not, if I'm not wrong, the GG75 has not been officially released outside of China yet, so there aren't that many Western sites that do carry it. I'll also include another link to the Gateron cream sodas, which I'll be running today. Yeah, they're back. Thanks everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one.